I think there's a common misconception that one parent might have an advantage in terms of gaining custody or rights over their children. That may or may not be true. We take a unique and very objective approach when we're helping clients hash out custody issues. It may not be that the one client you'd expect to have an advantage might have an advantage. There are a lot of different factors that might show that the other parent is equally qualified to have custody of the children. The court looks at different factors when they're deciding which parent should have custody or whether there should be a joint custody. Personal habits, drug usage, reputation, the friends they keep, the person they're dating, their religious preferences, their ability to get kids to school on time and to care responsibly for children. The court looks at all of these things. We try to find the best in our client and help them qualify to obtain custody of their children and to maintain it. Child custody issues can be very emotional and volatile. There's nothing more important to you than your child. And you also want to make sure that if you're sharing custody with a partner or a spouse or a past spouse, that the child is being well cared for when they're not in your own care and possession. So all of those things are very important. I think there's always a way to organize joint custody where both parents have a good relationship, where they're both responsible. When you take into account the different schedules that each has and you look at logistical considerations, where does the father or the mother live? Where is the school that the children will be attending? We look at all of these factors and try to come up with a schedule. It's usually possible to iron that out. Sometimes it's necessary to modify a child custody arrangement because sometimes things change. If one spouse gets a job or one parent has to move out of town, or maybe a relationship sours, or maybe they've demonstrated that they are not being good parents, we may have to go back into court and modify the child custody situation. And when that has to happen, we do it quickly. We understand how important your children are to you, and we'll do everything in our power to make sure you have custody of your children, and if you have to share custody, it'll be a schedule that'll be optimal and convenient for you and your family.